Very good morning, students, and welcome back in the St. Thomas School Mova subject Science. See, students, we were there in the chapter number 14, Water, on the page number 138. So, we were there in the point number 14.3, Water Cycle. Disappearing trick of water. So, let's start from there. How many times have you noticed that the water spilled on a floor dries up after some times? See what they're telling, that the water on the floor dried up after some times. The water seems to disappear. Similarly, the water disappears from wet clothes as they dry up. See, like this, when we are keeping wet clothes on the hanger, and from there also the water disappears. Okay, so we have to see how it disappears. Okay, the water from the wet roads, rooftops, and a few other places also disappears after the rains. See what they're telling, that the water on the road or either on the rooftop or other many places, after the rain the water was there, and after sometimes or a day the water get disappear. So how it get disappear? Where does this water go? Do you remember the activity 6 in a chapter 5 in which water with salt dissolves in it was heated? See what they're telling, that in a chapter 5 activity 6, what was there in the chapter 5? What you have seen in that the water with salty water, okay, when it was heated, what do we find? The water evaporated and the salt was left behind. See what they're telling, that when we will heat the salty water, the water will evaporate, okay, and the salt left behind. This activity gives us an idea that on heating, water change into its into a water vapor. Okay, see what they're telling, that when we will from that activity, the salty water, we will comes to know, we can conclude that the water get turns into the vapor. Okay, we also realize from this activity that the water vapors does not carry away the salt with it. See what they're telling, that from the chapter 5 activity 6, what we analyze, what we realize, that the water does not carry salt with it. Okay, the water vapors so formed become a part of the air and cannot usually be seen. See what they're telling, that when the water turns into the vapor, okay, it presents in the air but we are not able to see. We also found that heating is essential to convert water into its vapor. See what they're telling, that when you will heat the water will turn into the vapor. Okay, so we can come to know that the water turns into the vapor when it will get heated. However, we have seen that the water changes into its vapor also from the fields, roads, rooftops, and other land areas. See what they're telling, that the water turns into the vapor from which places? From the fields, roads, rooftops, and other land areas. Okay, but the question arises, that who heats the water? That's the sun. Sun heats the water, and then after it turns into the vapor. We also discussed in the chapter 5 that the obtained salt. See, in the chapter 5 you may have also discussed that how to obtain the salt. Okay, the water from the sea is left in shallow pit to fit the water evaporates. See what they're telling, that have you seen that when you are going out at both of the side of the road, they have arranged one shallow pit, and in that some water is there, and the lower portion of that land was like a white color, so that is a salt. From where does this water get the heat it's needed to evaporate? Let us find out. See what they're telling, that the water gets heat, but from where it gets the heat, that is the thing, and that we have to find out in the activity 2. So what we have learned in this one, in this para, that the water cycle, that the water get disappear from the clothes, fields and many more places. How and why water turns into the vapor, how and why it turns into the vapor, and the thing that the water, and yes, in the chapter 5 you guys have learned that how to make a salt and that all things. Okay, so now just read up to here and just go through the chapter. Okay, and this activity 2 we will complete in our next session. Okay, so that's all for the day, students. Have a wonderful day.